What's going on? What's going on? How's everybody doing out there? Once again, I'm back. Welcome to the Raw Game Marketing YouTube channel. I appreciate you guys. For the new people, please hit like and subscribe. It really means a lot to me. The ones that have been watching, continue to watch my video. Give me a thumbs up. Let me know how I'm doing out there. I'm just trying to crank out and give you guys some information, give you the best game that I possibly can. And I want to say that I'm not a financial or legal advisor. This video is just for entertainment purposes only. And feel free to leave in the comments below. Just leave anything you would like for me to talk about, or just leave your personal, just your personal opinion or your personal experience on the video. Any information could be helpful to me or someone else as well. That's well appreciated. Just let me know how I'm doing. And without further ado, we're going to get into the video. And this video is going to be about just some credit tips for you guys when you're starting your credit repair journey. I would just like to start off by saying the first thing you want to do is when you're starting to clean up your credit. And I know everybody, they want to jump to disputing everything first to try to wipe all this stuff out and get your credit journey going real fast. But there's one tip I want to tell you to do first before you even start doing any of those things. And the first thing you want to do is clean up your personal information. Now, they might have all misspellings of your name, all these old jobs, telephone numbers. You want to get that off. And that's fairly easy to get off. You can call all 3 credit bureaus and ask them to remove that, give them updated information, current information on all those things. So that's the most important thing I feel that you must do, is like get all that stuff off and just give them the most current information, such as your current address, current job, if you have one, phone numbers, anything in that nature. And the reason you want to do that is because that's how, when you start disputing things, that's how they're going to validate somewhat if it belongs to you or not. And the way they do that is sometimes by, if you got an old address and you have an account that's in collections, or an old account that's in bad standings, and that address is on there, they're going to verify and say that that account belongs to you. And you got to know that these 3 credit bureaus, Equifax, TransUnion, and Experian, they're not really working in our favor, and they're not really for us. That's why a lot of people have legal lawsuits against them. So you want to continue to do your own due diligence and research. And it's not hard repairing your own credit. You can do it on your own. It just takes a lot of persistence. You just got to put the work in and grind it out. And another thing that you want to do, for instance, like if you have a mortgage or something on your credit and then you try to dispute it, you got to make it make sense. Come on now. You got a mortgage and you're trying to dispute collections, or you're trying to dispute an account, and you got the same address on your mortgage as that account or dispute that you're trying to do. That's pretty easy. That's going to be pretty easy for them to link that account back to you. And another way that you could dispute this is through LexisNexis. I think you can have them. I think LexisNexis is the one that have all your address, like all your personal information. You could get a copy from them and start sending letters for your current information, with your current information to give to them. Now, what I've been hearing is these freezes actually don't lock. I mean, yeah, these freezes or whatever with the Lexus and the Core Link, they're saying it really doesn't do anything. They're saying all that actually does is it's really for like if you're applying for new credit, because all that old information that's on there is still on there. It doesn't come off. And the creditors are still allowed to communicate with them and the creditors as far as what's on your report. So I think when you freeze it, that's more of a to prevent you from like running your credit, or kind of like a protection thing if an outside agency or someone steals your information, to stop them from just running your credit through the ringer and obtaining credit in your name. So that's going to be a great thing. Another thing is if you call a collector or an agency just trying to get collect your debt, if you make a payment, I'm gonna say, as it's a rule of thumb, some people say you should never pay off a collection or a debt. But if you're making a payment or something like that on that debt, it's kind of like you're admitting to the debt. You know what I mean? So that's gonna be like hard to get off. So when you admit to a debt or you start making payments, you're admitting that it's yours. And sometimes, after a certain period of time, you may try to, after you disputed an item, you may call one of these debitors or one of these collectors. And when you speak with them, you can actually start over the statute of limitations. So sometimes it's a good idea not to even contact them about that debt, just to dispute it and kind of leave it alone. But if you are going to contact one about the debt, contact the main debtor, the person that first had the debt, and they say that can stop them from selling it over and over and over and over again. So that's what you want to do as well. And then also what you want to know is when you're disputing the debt, you want to, like I said, just make sure that personal information is clean. So it'll just make it fairly easy for you to dispute the debt. So that's a great thing. And if you also do come to an agreement with a collector, you want to get it in black and white that if you agree to pay the debt, that they're going to remove it from your credit file. Make sure you get this in black and white, because if you don't, it's just going to be your word against their word. So that's something that that you should know as well. But, and another tip, here's a hot tip for you. If you're ever late on a payment, you know that you should never be late on any payment, but they say they only can report it if you're 30 days late or 60 days late. That's when they typically report things. And you want to stay in good standings, but you could call them and you could get the late fee removed, but that won't report to your credit. So you want to put things on auto pay to make sure that you're not late. And last but not least, I'm going to give you this tip as well. They say 35%. This is a way you can boost your credit score. They say like 35% of your credit score is based off your history. But they say 30% is based off your utilization. But I would say your utilization would be a little bit more stronger. Get your utilization down to the lowest you could possibly get it down. And I feel like that'll help you boost your credit score more than actually the history. And I'm just going to leave you guys with that just to start up. So that strong point I'm saying is just clear up that personal information part. Start with that first. That's the most important thing, like I said, because that's how they're going to validate the debt back to you. Thank you guys for watching. Have a great one.